Dive into that a little bit more, because I know what you mean. When I started, in particular, sort of the early days, I always felt that the people that were helping me to clean, I sort of owed them something, right? Because they're helping me do this with my business. So I always went over the edge in terms of being friendlier rather than having that dividing line.
Yeah.
And it was difficult then to kind of separate both until you learn from your experience. But how did you like manage to transition that? Did you have quite a clear line from the start, or is that something that you kind of you had to figure out as well?
People pleaser, definitely. Still struggle with that. I would rather be quiet than somebody be happy, and somebody be happy than upsetting somebody. And
Yeah.
once again, I think it got to a stage in my business where I just got fed up with people taking the mickey, fed up with all the illnesses, and I just started standing up for myself in a point of, if you do that again. But also, I had to learn and invest in myself a lot throughout this process, which is how to listen to people, how to
Yeah.
talk to people, how to be a leader. Like, I spent probably, and I'm not to say this to frighten people, but I'm not going
Sure.
to mention that, but a lot of money on courses on how to be better within myself, but also what I provided. So because English wasn't my first language,
Yeah.
and because I was South African, I had this thing where I really struggled with people thinking I'm very abrupt. Like, I used to
Okay.
say, clean there, that's not good enough. Clean that
Mm.
again. Clean there, that's not enough. And then they go, oh, I'm just going to go for 2 weeks holiday. I'm like, so I had this two different sides of me. So
Yeah.
I had to learn that when the business makes a decision for the business, like, my feelings can't interfere. You have to separate the heart from the head.
Yeah.
So this is what my business needs. And I started asking myself, with this decision, is your bank account going to be happy with you or not?
Mm.
So which one would you prefer? And which one is going to get you down? Because mindset also is something that we set, it's not something that we have. So
Yeah.
we need to learn that if I want this 100,000 K business, or I want £1 million business, like, how, let me start acting now like that person that's going to be doing that, because we need to practice to
Yeah.
be there. We can't do what we do now and want these big results. We need to climb that steps and become better one step at a time. And
Yeah.
that's how I literally learned to deal with this, was investing in myself, leadership. There was no courses or anything like this out there when I did it. This was all different courses that I learned, and every different aspect. Like, how do you really listen to somebody, and how do you, like, involve your staff members? And I remember reading this book, The Dream Manager, which
Okay.
I told all my staff to, all my students to get, which it teaches you how to really do amazing things for your staff and really involve them and just be the best boss ever, but be the
Yeah.
best boss ever, not the best person ever, because this is not about favors. This
Yeah.
is about you providing something for them, but they providing something back. And if you pay them a certain amount, you pay them to turn up with nice clothes and to respect you and to do what they need to do. And everything is, you're paying them to do everything. So it's just learning through the process of heart and head needs to be separate.
I guess it is quite a steep learning curve, because especially if when you just start with very little previous experience of running a business, it becomes, it's not your first nature, right?